Hello, artists. Today we are going to learn how to do our first layers, our mountain layers in our landscape art. So remember, before you even begin and open Photopia, go to your classwork section on your Google Classroom page and find the computer art unit, final assignment. Click on it, view the assignment, and in the upper right-hand corner, click the slide with your name on it, where hopefully you have saved your most recent URL. You probably have two URLs there, so keep track of them. You might have to copy and paste both, but hopefully you can copy your URL and paste it. And if all goes well, your artwork should appear. Yes, awesome. So today we are going to talk about layers. We started to play with the lasso tool last time, but I do want to review the layers. Whenever you're working in Photopia, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, if you're using Procreate, one of the main things about doing computer art using a computer or tablet is using layers. And the layers can be found on Photopia in the lower right-hand corner. So the lower right-hand corner has an icon of a trash can. And right next to the trash can, there's an icon that looks like a little square with a folded lower left-hand corner. And if you hover over it, it says new layer. So go ahead and click on the new layer icon. And above you in the middle right-hand side of your Photopia screen, you'll see the word background, and above it will say layer 1. Double click and name every layer. It's going to be my mountain 1 layer. So double click it. I'm lazy, I wrote MT1. Hit enter. And now we are on mountain 1. Leave the background layer alone. And let's begin to create a mountain. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side on my toolbar. I'm going to find my lasso tool. For many of you at home, your lasso tool is hidden under the rectangle, which is your second tool down. So you'll have to click and hold it to find the lasso. For some reason, I have a different version. So my lasso tool is the third tool down. So just the regular lasso tool, not the magnetic lasso tool or anything. And I'm going to start in the lower third of my canvas. And if you are doing this with a Chromebook and a touchpad, use 2 fingers. So one finger press and hold the trackpad, and the other finger actually draw with. But you're going to be holding down the trackpad for a long time. If you have a mouse or a stylus, it's a lot easier, but it's good to practice either way. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side, press and hold. I'm slowly working my way across the canvas, making some layers. You could do rolling hills. You can do really steep mountains. You could do little gorges that people have fallen into. Your artwork, you decide. Don't pick up your finger from the mouse or the trackpad though. You'll probably make that mistake, but just redo. And when you get to the edge of your canvas, don't let go yet. Pretend you're a spider and drop down on your thread, your webbing. And then, oh my gosh, you're really nervous. So run across back to the left corner of your canvas. So I'm in the black around my canvas. And then very slowly and carefully make your way up to the first part where you started. And only when you think you've reconnected can you let go. And if all goes well, your lasso tool will blink like mine is blinking here. Next step is we are going to try and fill it with color. So we have to find our color picker. It's really the only color in Photopia except for the red account. So mine happens to be purple and pink right now. Yours might be red and black. Mine's on the bottom. Yours might be up a little higher. But find the color picker and double click on it. And a window will open. You have to do 3 things in this window. So first you have to find this vertical rainbow and you have to move your rainbow until you get the general color family you would like your mountains to be. So I'll do purple. Yeah, right there. And then the other part is actually finding the value you would like to do. This project is atmospheric perspective, which means things that are farther in the distance appear lighter because when you're looking at a mountain that's 50 miles away, you are looking through 50 miles of dust, moisture, pollen, pollution. So things that are farther away appear lighter. So for my first mountain or hill layer, I'm going to select a darker value. So I've changed my vertical rainbow. I'm clicking until I find the darker value in my color picker square on the left, and then you have to hit OK. So that's a lot of steps. You might want to pause the video and go back. Once you have your color picker value, then you have to find the paint bucket, which is hidden in the toolbar on the left. In the center of the toolbar on the left, you will see a gradient tool. It looks like a rectangle that goes from white into gray slowly. Click and hold the gradient tool until you can select the paint bucket tool. Once you have the paint bucket tool selected and the top of your color picker is the color you want, then very carefully click inside of your lasso tool and it should dump that color if all goes well. Yay! There we go. I have my colors. Yay! But I also have this really weird dashed line, which I want to get rid of. So we're going to use our keyboard, and there's a keyboard shortcut where you hold the Control, CTRL key, plus the D key at the same time, and it will deselect. Now we have to do that process all over again. Go to the lower right corner, click a new layer, name it Mountain 2, MT2, enter. Go find your lasso tool, start up a little higher this time, and slowly make some more hills. They can overlap. You can put them wherever you want. I'll show you a cool trick when you're done. Go all the way up the corner, drop down like a spider, run across the bottom of your canvas, and then try to go back up and reconnect. If it doesn't work, just Control D and try again. Now we're going back to the color picker, double click, but this time I want to use a lighter value of purple because mountain layer 2 will be farther away. So I want to make it gradually lighter. So click in the color picker, a lighter value of my violet, click OK. Now I have to change my paint bucket tool, click inside, and I have my new lighter purple. Now remember, Control D at the same time will get rid of the dotted lines. But wait a minute. Mountain layer 2 has covered up mountain layer 1. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, easy fix. We're just going to drag the layers and switch them. So mountain 1 should go higher than mountain 2. And there you go. So we're going to go in reverse order. So let's add another layer. Mountain layer 3, double click, MT3, enter. If you want, you can actually drag mountain layer 3 now between 2 in the background. So it's ready to go. Switch tools, get your lasso tool, and do the same thing. Start on the left-hand side. Make your mountains all the way across. Don't let go. Just easier said than done. Drop down. Go from the right to the left. Creep back up. Slow down. Try to reconnect and make your lasso whole. And yes, it's blinking. Now we double click on your color picker. Choose a lighter value. OK. Get your paint bucket. Fill it in. Nice. Control D. Gets rid of it. Now I want to show you a cool trick before I continue on. You can highlight the different layers and just move them individually. So for example, I've highlighted mountain layer 3. And the top tool on the left-hand side of the toolbar is your little move tool. You can take just that layer and move it around. So maybe you might want to see what it looks like higher up. Maybe I'll do the same thing with mountain 2. I kind of want to see, oh, that's cool. All right. Move mountain layer 1. Okay, cool. All right, interesting. So you can play around with your layers to see what they'll do. I would like you to have 4 or 5 mountain layers, more if you're more advanced. So click new layer, double click layer 1, MT4, enter. You can move it now if you want, because like I often forget. And same thing, it starts to get repetitive. Lasso tool, click and hold it. Draw your mountains. Drop down, across the bottom and up. I'll go to your color picker, make it even lighter. Paint bucket, fill in, nice. Control D, deselect. I'm going to do one more layer. MT5. Notice mine, it put it in a funny spot, so I'm going to move it now. So my mountains go from mountain 1 at the top down to mountain 5, and background is below. Getting my lasso tool. Making some really far away mountains. Go around. I'm doing it much faster now because you're familiar. Connect. And my last mountain layer is going to be my lightest. Okay. Get my paint bucket tool. Fill it in. Control D, deselect. And there we have it. There are our mountain layers. Don't forget to save your artwork by going to File, Publish Online, PSD. A pop-up will ask you if that's okay. Click the blue OK. And if you have allowed pop-ups for Photopea.com, a new tab will open to the right. Copy the entire tab, highlight it, Control C, and go back to the original assignment and Control V. Paste it into your assignment so you can save your work. Can't wait to see what you create next.